So now before we start with our simulation, we need to create a mesh. Why we use a mesh? So it's really hard to calculate for software the stresses and strain for this model. So that's why we need to divide this big problem into small problems, into small elements. And then software calculates stresses, strain, displacement for those small elements. So finite element analysis discretizes continuous CAD geometry into small elements. But as well, we have to be careful what kind of mesh do we create. So we have to be careful that our elements are well shaped, because the shape of the element affect the final results, stresses, displacement, and strain. And if we have a distorted element, then our results will be inaccurate. As well, the number of the elements plays a role. So if we have a lot of elements, that takes a lot of time and a lot of memory. So we have to balance the number of the elements and with the shape of the elements. So we want to create smaller elements in the area where we predicted high stresses. So for example, in our case, this part will bend, and the high stresses will be here and here. And in this region and this region, we want to have well-shaped elements, because we want to get accurate results of stresses in this region and this region here. SolidWorks for solid bodies uses tetrahedral elements with ideal shape of 60 degrees or equal length edges. So we want to maintain this shape. As well, if you have a model and on the model you have a lot of fillets, chamfers, holes, engraved text, you may want to get rid of that, because those features don't affect on the strength of the model, but the mesh on those features will be distorted, and then you're gonna get bad results. So how we can remove those features? For example, in our case, we have this fillet, and for the meshing, we don't need this fillet, because this fillet will only make trouble to our mesh. So when you have a big model and you have a lot of fillets, chamfers, and you don't know which fillets and chamfer would be good to suppress, you can go to Mesh, right-click, and simplify model for meshing. Let's click here. So here on the right side we have features, and we can choose what we want to simplify. We can click here, and now we can choose here fillets, chamfers, holes, extrudes, or we can go with all. So let's go with all. Here we have simplification factor. Let's leave it here as it is, 0.1. And here we have feature parameter. And now let's click Find Now. And the software found that we should maybe suppress fillet 1. Let's click on the fillet. Now we see this is this fillet. And here we can click Suppress. Let's click Suppress. And now our fillet is gone. Let's exit. And now we're going to show the other way. So you can use this simplification method here, or you can suppress all your fillets, chamfers before you start your study analysis. So let's go to Mesh and let's active SolidWorks configuration. Now fillet is back. Let's go to Model. And let's find this fillet. Let's click here. So this is fillet 1, right click and suppress. So this is also the option. But now we have a problem here. As you see, we also suppress automatically split line 4 here. And now if we go to our solid body, we can see that we have an error here with pressure, because now it's not defined the surface of the pressure. So we have to go to model again, and we will have to recreate this split line, because when we were creating this split line, the sketch had a relation with fillet, and now the fillet is gone and we have an error. So now let's go to fillet and let's unsuppress like this, and let's unsuppress split line. Let's open split line 4 and let's go to edit sketch like this. And now as you see, we have a coincident relation here, and this is the relation between this line and fillet. We want to delete this. Right click and delete. Let's insert a center line here, like this, vertical center line. Let's go to Smart Dimension, and let's define an angle here, like this, and click OK. Okay, so let's click here, and let's delete this coincident as well, and let's define an angle here, like this, and OK. And now our sketch is not connected to this fillet. Let's exit sketch, like this. Now we can go to fillet, we can right click, suppress, and our split line is here, and we don't have an error here. If you look at this, you can see the warning here, and you don't have this warning because I have previously created a mesh, and now this warning is here because of the mesh. And now we are ready to create a mesh.